on.
Welcome to the August 21st edition of the Index Sports Show. This show we do every week. With me, I'm Jack Nickel, managing editor of Index. With me, I have sports editor Logan Jackson and assistant sports editor Tyler Killen. And we do this every week, like I said. This year we've got a special freshman issue of the show. I'm going to ask these guys some basic questions, maybe some questions more in depth, but pretty basic to start it off. Guys, first off, who are some of the top athletes to watch at Truman?
I think without question, probably the top athlete to watch this year will be Megan Sharp on the volleyball team. Just dynamite last year. She won the ABCA Freshman of the Year overall, so got to watch her, and you have to think she's only going to get better.
Yeah, very good pick. Also, Olivia Hayes, a sophomore player on the women's soccer team, had 12 goals, was the MIAA Freshman of the Year last year. Really, really solid player. And for a Bulldogs team that loses a lot of seniors, she's going to be key for them to score.
One more thing to add with Sharp, she had the second highest hitting percentage ever at Truman. And Truman's been quite successful the past 10 years, never dropped out of the top 25. And then Olivia Hayes led the MIAA in goals.
Yeah.
So two quality players heading into their sophomore seasons. Second question, what are some of the most successful teams at Truman?
Well, we already touched on the volleyball team, but I'll might as well mention them some more. Like you said, they've been in the top 25 rankings for 140 consecutive weeks, which is just amazing to think of that. And then there's really no reason to expect them to drop off this year. They lost 3 seniors, 2 of them that contributed a lot, but they have 3 girls ready to step up and take the place of the 2 outside hitters. So I think that they'll do really well again this year.
And back to soccer, I'm going to talk about the men's soccer team this time around. You know, last year kind of missed out on the playoffs. They were in a very, very tough region. The top 2 teams advanced. They finished 3rd. They were ranked in the top 25 all season last year. Only lost a few players, bring a lot of good players back. Tyler Neer in the goal, solid goalie. As a freshman, he'll be a sophomore this year. So I'd look for them to get back into the NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about the men's soccer team is they probably have the hardest road to get to the postseason as any team at Truman.
Yeah.
Because they play independently. They don't play in that
And
play.
3 of the games on their schedule this year, they play top 10 teams in Division II. So, yeah, their road is going to be very, very tough, very difficult. But if they can get some wins against these teams, they will definitely make the NCAA tournament.
And they only had 3 losses last season, and they didn't make it.
Still didn't make it.
It's a pretty tough road for them.
Mm-hmm.
What's a notable team for freshmen to keep their eye on?
Well, I think the football team, football's always a powerhouse team to watch, the sport to watch. Well, I think the football team has some potential. Coming off some rough years, last year 2-9, obviously not stellar, but new coaching under Greg Nesbitt is the new head coach. I think I have some confidence in him. And then my boy, this year, without a doubt, the running back, Anton Bernard, we're calling him the Conductor. That's right. He's running like a train this year. All aboard the Conductor. All right. I just wanted to throw that one out there.
I think a team that people need to keep their eye on is the women's swimming team. You know, they've won the national championship 7 times in 8 years, from 2000 to 2008. They lose Kate Ahern this year, one of the best swimmers ever to swim at Truman. You know, it's going to be interesting. They don't have a top 5 swimmer coming back. It's going to be interesting to see how they mesh, and clearly they'll go to the national tournament. But, I don't think they'll finish in the top 5 like they have over the past few years.
The thing you know about Anton Bernard is he's probably going to get more carries this year with Vanessa Magpie on the team. Vanessa, the best offensive player, no doubt, last year. Declared for the NFL supplemental draft. Was not drafted. He's now a free agent. But Bernard's going to step into that role. Even though Nesbitt did say he's going to use a 2-back system, but Bernard's probably going to be the feature back this year.
I would agree, and by golly, he could really tote the rock out there. I like him.
So a good north-south back. So, question along those lines. Can you guys predict for me what a noteworthy team is going to do this year?
Well, I think the football team, I said it before, I think 4 to 5 wins should not be unreasonable. I think that they could attain that this year.
Okay.
Yeah, and I look for the men's soccer team to get into the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2005. I know I talked to a couple players, and they said 13 wins is that magic number to get, and I really think they will get that this year.
Was it 16 or 13?
13.
13, okay. Yeah, it went 12-3.
Yeah, they were 12-3-1 and still didn't get invited to the NCAA tournament.
And with the football team, they were 2-9 last year, but it was a pretty bad 2-9. So
But
they were blown out a lot.
It did go out on the high of beating Pitt State.
Yeah, beating Pitt State first time I believe since 1989. I think it was 23 straight matchups. So they did go out on that high. We'll see if they can continue that momentum into this season. But that's all we have for this week. We'll have the week off next week and then be back for the September 3rd issue.